here, host of the Club Solutions Magazine podcast, and I'm super excited to introduce today's guest, which is Ralph Rajs, our new Vice President of Education for the Club Solutions Institute. You may have seen us talk a little bit about this new product, and this episode really gets into the origin story, what it's going to be, how it'll benefit club operators, and more into Ralph's journey in the industry, which is really interesting. He has a long tenure and has a lot of great experience and will bring so much to this new product.
All right, let's get into it.
All right.
All right. Well, fun fact about Ralph is that he's been on the cover of Club Solutions magazine not once, but twice. But it's been a minute. So for those who are unfamiliar with your journey, can you give them your background?
Yeah, sure. So I've been fortunate to be in the fitness industry my entire career. So started back in college. I was working in a club, started off as a locker room attendant, washing towels, handing out keys back in the days when we took a card and handed out a locker key to people and told them what locker they had. And just love the environment. My degree's in nutrition, but I was just had an affinity to the clubs much rather than working in hospitals and working with sick people. I'd come to the club and, people were happy. They were excited to be there. They were doing things for themselves. They were socializing. It was just such a huge contrast to the hospitals. And I said, well, this is where I'd like to be. So started off there, was a director of operations. Then we moved to Northern California and I started my career with Club Sport in Northern California, where I was with that company for 29 years, fortunate enough for that to happen, and worked with some awesome people. So for there, I was a director of operations, into a general manager, into a regional position, into a vice president, to senior vice president. And I was able to be a part of all aspects of the business in the wellness department, with the group fit team, with the personal trainers, with the general managers, with the membership directors, with the programmers. And I just enjoy all the aspects of it, just, putting the strategy together, putting the budgets together, seeing the plan through. It's just wonderful. And then on the other side of it, being able to see the outcome with the members, seeing the members' journey and seeing them excited about new things we're doing, or the members that have been there forever, just seeing people on their journey is just such a joy to it. It's, you put that with the associates on a journey, and it's just a cool environment all the way around. So yeah, so that club company sold about 6 years ago. Had the opportunity to work with an HVLP company for a bit. Worked with a tech fitness startup for a bit, and I worked with a small club company here in Northern California. So I was able to round out sort of my big club experience with some other aspects in that time, and then started kind of all along, had been working with you all at Peak Media and Club Solutions, doing articles and things like that. And we've been friends forever, and have always really appreciated the work that you all have done to help educate the industry, help keep people informed, help bring people together. I've always really appreciated that and wanted to contribute to it. So we continue to do that now.
Yeah. No, well, we feel the same, Ralph, and that's why we're so excited to announce that Ralph is actually joining the Club Solutions team officially as the Director of Education for the Club Solutions Institute. So yeah, just can you tell the audience kind of what that is and how that came about?
Yeah, sure. It's been a long time coming. It feels like I've been, I've been sort of interning here for a while, but have really, really enjoyed it. And the way it came about, Rachel, is that, I've had, really great conversations with Sean and Rico over the course of the last year about just kind of understanding where are the gaps in the industry. So we started talking about, well, the industry still needs this education. There's still a big need for this. And so how could we do this a little bit different? And that's what we started talking about, creating this institute where we could create, like in the hotel hospitality world, there's a certification, a management certification that people could go through. Well, we want to create that same thing using what was awesome in the curriculum from the past and be able to modernize it and put it on an LMS where participants can self-pace. They can, decide, they can go through and work their way through all the topics and end up with a certification that gives them a really well-rounded education of club operations, from everything from understanding the financial statement to leading a team.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the great thing is, like or just alluded to, it's an online education platform, which really just expands the audience and opportunity for clubs, and they can put, as many employees through the certification as they'd like, right?
Yeah, yeah. One of the big solves we wanted to come up with for this is how we get to the general manager level and the assistant general manager level, the department head, and maybe the high potential staff person that you want to keep on board, but maybe you just don't have a spot for them right now. But this would be a cost-effective way to keep them engaged until you do. And that feels like that's sort of the middle bell curve of sort of the industry, right? It's not just the C level or the above property level. We wanted to get to that property level, high property level, and feel like there's a lot of opportunity that benefits the operators by giving them a way of cost effectively keeping their people engaged and keeping their people excited and learning, and also too giving the associates something that they can understand, that there's a much bigger industry out there than just maybe is what in within the walls that they're working. And I love the analogy of sort of the tiger in the zoo, that until they look over the wall, they have no idea what the world is like. And I feel like that's a little bit maybe the young people that are working in a club. They don't understand just all the opportunities that are out there. And if we could engage sort of all that young, excited talent to really work towards building the industry and those next iterations of everything, how great our industry will be for the next 50 years going forward, if we could really engage our best and brightest minds and keep them thinking about how we positively affect people's health and fitness in their communities going forward.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely think it's going to be a great kind of elevation tool for the industry to strengthen talent. Obviously, it's going to help health clubs, provide continuing education to their staff. Any other maybe nuanced benefits that we haven't already talked about?
Yeah, I think we're going to have the opportunity to go deeper into topics. I think there's a lot of like subject matter within the industry that's covered well, like personal training, group fitness, or those parts of the industry are covered really well for education. But then there's whole other spots that are not at all. And something like facilities management, huge opportunity for providing. I mean, those people are so valuable, right? When you get a great
Yeah.
engineer, a great housekeeping supervisor, being able to like upskill those people and give them more, just more, whether it's managing people or just direct operational items. We feel like there's a huge opportunity in those worlds. And I think when you start looking in some of the profit centers, there's a lot of opportunity, food and beverage. Food and beverage in our industry is all over the map, right? I mean, it's everything from buying a juice behind me out of the refrigerator to sit down restaurants and
Yeah.
everything in between. So, but I think there's a lot of opportunity for helping people to understand and gain the knowledge of how those different food and beverage aspects affect the brand and how they could be managed well. When we start looking at the different disciplines, the different departments in the clubs, I think there's a big opportunity for doing deeper dives for education into those other areas.
Yeah, for sure. Well, the really last question is, can you just explain kind of our thought process behind how we chose the faculty?
Yeah. So the faculty it's an ongoing recruitment, situation where we put together our best list of people for the topics. And I reached out and just was really looking for the people who really had expertise in that particular topic, but also are actually working in that, still working with that. So we really want to have, I think what's going to be really awesome about our platform is it's going to be current operators helping current operators. And that's just a different perspective than somebody who's not necessarily doing it day to day. So to give you an example, so Larry Connor, a lot of people know Larry, he's very well known in the industry. CPA, finance, CFO, has spoken a lot at URSA, and now he's speaking at HFA, and he's well known in the industry. So he's going to be doing our finance section. So that's really what I was looking for. But I say it's ongoing because as we build new topics and we build new subjects, and we want to keep the platform dynamic and new things coming in all the time. One of my jobs will be to constantly looking for new faculty members who would like to contribute and to be a part of this, and to have material on our platform. And that's
Yeah.
one of the goals of me going to HFA this year, is I'll be going to different seminars and be scouting like topics and what people want, where the interest is, where the need is, and where we can fill that going forward.
Yeah. It's a call to action to anyone listening. If you want to be a member of the faculty, reach out to Ralph to see if there's an opportunity. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, please do.
All right. Well, more to come on that. We plan to make some more announcements mid-March leading into April. So yeah, more to come and very exciting. All right. Well, who should they contact if they want more information, Ralph? What's your email?
Yeah, it's Ralph, real easy, Ralph at peakmedia.com, and peak with an E. I'm doing appointments with people and explaining, kind of taking them through. So really we're at sort of the pre-launch phase now, and I'd be happy to do that with anybody. So reach out to me. Would love to get your feedback. I've gotten a lot of good feedback on kind of pricing structure and those types of things. So I'll be setting up appointments to take people through a little more specifically what it would look like for their organization. So yeah, we've got a lot of exciting things ahead of us.
Yeah. Well, thanks for all your hard work on the platform so far, Ralph. And we're very excited to have you on the team.
Yeah, thank you. No, I'm really excited about this next chapter, and I think we're all gonna have a really nice impact and be able to benefit operators, associates in the industry, kind of all at one time. And I love how this just fits with the other things that are going on in the industry.
Yeah. Exciting times.